Hello, Steve Mills here. Welcome to the Iceberg sales system. This system was produced in order to try and give people a better understanding regarding why their marketing isn't working. Now, I'm not suggesting your marketing isn't working at all by any stretch of the imagination, but what I would say, based on my 26 years plus working with thousands of businesses in literally hundreds of industries, is that it's not working anywhere near its true potential. Let me explain why. Why your marketing doesn't work, and also what you're going to do about it. Well, we all know what an iceberg looks like, and we know that only, I think it's 10% of it is actually sticking out the sea so that we can see it. And we know that most of it is therefore undercover. We can't actually see it. It's below the surface. And it's critical to an iceberg to have that. And it's also critical for you in your business from a sales perspective to have it as well. Now, if I asked you, where do you spend all your time and effort in terms of marketing? The answer for most of the businesses that I speak to whose marketing isn't working, because they often tell me, look, I'm doing this, I've tried this, I'm on LinkedIn, but I'm not really winning any business from it. And I've done some SEO and that hasn't worked. And I've done some pay-per-click advertising, but we haven't got anything from that either, Steve. Why is this? And it's to do with this area called attention. What we're doing all the time while we're doing this sort of, marketing strategies, pay-per-click, networking, we're going to exhibitions, we're doing email marketing, we're doing social media, we're doing videos like this one. This is all attention grabbing. Right? I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not even really trying to create leads on this. And I'm definitely not going to try and sell you anything. But I hope, anyway, if you're still with me after this couple of minutes, I've grabbed your attention. So that's what this video is about. The next step is to turn the attention into leads. And then after that, once we've got a lead, and the lead could be anything from, you following my YouTube channel to going to my website, booking a meeting perhaps, or perhaps you download something or connect to me on LinkedIn. They're all leads. I've got to make some offers to you. I've got to try and get that elusive first sale, get you involved, get you interested enough so that you're going to buy. And one of the biggest mistakes I see on all the platforms there are, I use LinkedIn as a great example. The other day, and probably every day, I get somebody say, I'd like to connect you on LinkedIn. So I press the button saying, yes, okay, having looked at their profile. What happens? Literally 1 second later, they send me a message trying to sell me something, which is clearly just an automated message telling me about their A, B, or C product. And really, they have no interest in me or my business or what I do or whether they can, I can help them. They're just trying to get attention through that way. So we've got to get leads, we've got to make offers. And lastly, and really importantly, is about follow-up. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that when we go through. So here we go. Here's a variety of different ways that you can get leads. Now, I would say to you that within all those, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being awful, 5 being average, and 10 being unbelievably good, where are you with all those things? Now, there may be some things there that you're not actually doing, and there might be some things that you are doing that are not there. But just, spend a few moments analyzing your marketing and say, do you know what, email marketing, we're about a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I've got a decent sized database. I email people on a weekly basis, but I'd love to be able to get to an 8 or a 9 so that we can win more business from email. It's that type of thing that I want you to have a little look at. We then look at this area here, because this is so incredibly important, and it's often underrated by so many people. They spend a load of time, money, and effort setting up a Google AdWords campaign, and then spend virtually no time thinking about the landing page or the website page or the sales funnel or the free download or the booking form or the diary link or anything else that you're going to send people to. So you're paying a load of money to get clicks, to get people to click on your advert, to go to a page that you've not really focused on and is nowhere near fully optimized. Does that make sense? Because that's a mistake I see so incredibly often. It's unbelievable. Well, in fact, a lot of people don't even have most of that stuff. They don't really have landing pages. They just, let's say, for example, they're posting on LinkedIn, and all they're doing is sending people to their homepage, if they're sending people anywhere at all, because most people don't. They just post something interesting with a pretty picture that might get a few people watching and create some attention, but it just doesn't create any leads. And by the way, my definition of a lead, whilst there are 4 criteria to understanding what a lead is, my definition of one is where somebody does something back to me. They connect to me on LinkedIn. They respond to my email. They sign up for a free download of a report that I've written on whatever it is. You get the idea. So they've done something, I've done some marketing, and they've responded. So that's a good thing. The next thing we want to think about is offers. We've built our interest up, or attention up. We've created some leads. We've now got to convert them. So what are we offering? Because again, in my experience, we're not offering enough. Let me ask you a question. Do all your customers, I'm talking about customers here, not just prospects, customers, do they all understand the full range of products and services that you offer? I also almost guarantee, unless you're like a one-shop business, you've got one product. If you've got multiple products, I'd like to bet that most of your clients are not fully aware of everything that you do. So you need to think about how often you're going to offer things. What products, what services, what products and services could you group together? What packages could you create? Could you almost stick something in a box and then give it a brand? A little bit like I've done with my Results Accelerator program, where you get coaching, you get one-to-one time with me, you get my online training, you get my LinkedIn training. So you get 4 or 5 different things all grouped together in a box, called, not literally a box, but you understand my meaning, within a brand called the Results Accelerator program. So, that's an example of that. What about bundling to get things together? Are you doing anything with that? Are you offering an incentive when somebody buys something? Are you offering a discount if they buy 2 of them? How are you doing that? How are you keeping people fully aware of everything that you do, and maybe trying to incentivize them to buy more? Stacking ladders. Don't know whether you know what that is, but the idea behind that is that, I sell something normally for a reasonable amount of money. Let's say it's £3,000. And because it's £3,000, I'm going to say to you, look, it's three grand, but if you buy it, then I'm going to give you this, and this, right? And try and make that worth the 3 grand. So if I said to you, sign up to my Results Accelerator program, and you're going to get these 4 things, Plus, you're going to get weekly reports on such and such. You're also going to get access to this online training. You're also going to get my LinkedIn training, and you're going to get my YouTube system and all the video training that goes with that. And that alone is worth £1,200. You get the idea. So you're trying to create, I suppose, at the end of the day, an irresistible offer. That's really what that's about. So just a thought for you. I appreciate it's not appropriate for every business, but for those of you it is. If you're in the coaching, consulting, advising type industries, that works absolutely perfect. Now, here's the big one. This is probably the biggest missing ingredient in your success right now. How can I say that? I don't even know you. That's just based on, as I said, 26 years working with thousands of businesses. Businesses do not follow up, and when they do, they follow up really badly, and they follow up really limitedly. So let me just talk about that. So first thing, speed stuns. What do I mean by that? I mean that often when you make an inquiry, it takes days for somebody to get back to you. I made an inquiry the other day with Porsche. I've got a Porsche Boxster, and it's now 7 days. I've emailed them and I followed it up because they didn't respond. I phoned them and they apologized for not getting back to me. They said somebody would phone me by the end of the day, and they didn't. Give me a break. This is not like all right, it was only for a part. I wasn't buying a new car, but, it was many hundreds of pounds. Probably it might end up costing me over £1,000. And, they're a worldwide famous company, and they can't even follow up with their own customers, let alone prospects. Not a good one. Next one, consistency is king. Being consistent, keep going. Don't stop. I won a client the other day who had been on my email list, and I've been following up with that person for 13 years. Can you believe that? 13 years. Unbelievable. And I just kept going, and I just kept nurturing. And eventually, this lady became a client of mine. Next one, frequency. So if you're going to keep going, if you're going to keep it consistent, how often? Did this lady get an annual email from me? No, she got a weekly email from me. I dread to think how many emails she must have had in 13 years. And how many calls and how many messages and letters and communications on LinkedIn and so on and so forth. She must have had a lot, let's just say that. And why do they need a lot? Well, as it says there, only 2% of leads turn into sales on the first contact. Only 2%. That's startling. If you realize that by not following up, if you send out an email to somebody and you get a few inquiries back, you get, let's say, 2% inquiries back, you've done really well. But there's a whole load of inquiries sitting there waiting for you to ask for them. So you've got to ask for them. If you are on LinkedIn and you connect to 100 people and 2 of them get back to you and say, I'm interested in working with you, then again, there's a load of people there that would if you followed up. But as it says there, 64% of all businesses don't follow up. They don't follow up. It's scary. I've spent a fortune with Apple. Right? I'm wall-to-wall Apple. Everything's Apple. My iMacs, I've got 2 of those. I've got not laptops, iMacs, and you name it. iPhone. I've got, the only thing I haven't got is an iWatch, an Apple Watch. That's the only thing I haven't got, and everything else I've bought. Have a guess in round figures how many phone calls I've had from Apple. And the answer is none, not a single solitary call. Even though I've been buying their products, spending probably, I don't know, £2,000 or £3,000 a year for about the last 4, 5, 6 years at least. No, it's more than that actually. It's probably more like 8 or 9 years I've been doing that. And they've never called me and said, well, they're Apple, they're a big company. But, I understand that, but I just wonder how much they're losing out by not making follow-up calls for referrals, for repeat business. They noticed that my iMac that I bought is now 5 years old, and they call me and say, look, it's 5 years since you bought an iMac. We're just wondering whether you'd be interested in upgrading your technology. And we've got this great deal at the moment for our current customers. What do you think, Steve? They make 10 calls and 5 out of 10 probably would say yes. So again, really, really important. Another important fact, 78% of sales are made between the 5th and the 12th follow-up. And businesses are, again, so rubbish at this. They don't follow up often enough, frequently enough, consistently enough. And if you've not got a 12-step sales system, so there's 12 different things that you're going to do when somebody inquires, that means that you will follow up 12 times, then you're missing out on, again, a load of cash. So you might want to think about that. If you need help, or want any help or advice, that's what I do. That's what I've spent 26 years doing, as I've already said. You might want to think about joining my academy if you're like a startup business. It starts at just a few pounds a month to join. And as a startup, that would be where I'd recommend. If you're a bit more of an established business and you want to join our Results Accelerator program, then that's probably the one for you. Either way, just go to steve-mills.com. You can find all the details about it there, or give me a call or drop me an email. That's about all I've got to say. Thank you ever so much for listening, and I wish you every success in your business. Thank you.